So Hogwarts Legacy, a new video game, is coming out. And, well, let's take a quick look at the trailer before we get started.
Every corridor, every portrait, every stone in this castle tells the story of witches and wizards who came before. Here you will meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities. And while your journey begins at Hogwarts, there is a larger world beyond these walls. A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine. An ancient knowledge long gone from this world. The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
Now, I have to say, that looks amazing. I mean, the camera angles, the number of people, the kinds of, you get to choose your character, shape your character. Some people like that. I just usually want to get right to the game. But the diversity of the attacks and all this stuff, it looks like, I mean, it really looks like they're going to give you something like the Harry Potter experience. And of course, when you present a talented, well-done video game that everybody's desperate for, the woke people are like leeches. You know, this is the way they can get publicity for their completely unpopular points of view, their boring virtue signaling, stuff that nobody cares about, and so nobody stands up against it, but also people are afraid to stand up against it. So they're going after this. Why? Because J.K. Rowling, who is obviously a liberal, obviously, you know, a feminist, has back-engineered one of her characters into being gay, has obviously no prejudices. She has said she has trans friends and all this stuff. She simply doesn't believe that a person who a guy who puts on a dress magically becomes a woman. She does believe that, like, owls can talk or whatever happens in Harry Potter, but she knows the difference between making up a story and real life, and that people who believe that a trans woman is a woman obviously can't tell the difference between being in a Harry Potter story and reading a Harry Potter story. So J.K. Rowling is being perfectly sensible. She's not being bigoted in any way, shape, or form, but these people are obsessed because they're lying to themselves, which really, in America, who cares? You know, everybody's such a kook at this point in America. Who cares if you're walking down the street in a dress? Nobody, virtually. But they just want to be able to tell the truth and use your proper pronoun because they don't want to be forced to lie to support your fantasy. It would be like saying, if you were an anorexic, it would like be saying you get fired from your job if you won't say this thin person is actually fat. You know, it's ridiculous.
I am beautiful.
One video game manager says she was fired after an online campaign accused her of being a transphobe because she raved about the upcoming Harry Potter game. Carolyn is her name. She was first targeted by trans rights activists after she replied to a tweet asking for opinions on the Hogwarts Legacy game, and she believes that that tweet sparked a deep dive into her social media history and an online campaign that swiftly led to her getting fired as the community manager for boutique publisher Limited Run Games. So that, of course, is a sin, and she should sue them, and I hope she does, and I hope she wins. It's so awful. The only reason, I mean, think about the fact that J.K. Rowling is literally a billionaire. All right. And if you don't know, a billionaire is a lot more than a millionaire. That's a lot of money. You can't spend $1 billion. So here is a woman who is an industry in herself, an industry that came out of her imagination. She was not doing well before that, but she, out of her imagination, she fashioned a world that people absolutely adore. It has become an industry in and of itself simply by thinking, simply by dreaming of stuff that people wanted to hear about. That is an amazing thing. What have these other trans activists done besides cause trouble and pain for other people to support their lie? Nothing. So you have these complete non-productive people dressing up as something that they want to be but aren't, picking on this creative woman who has created jobs and wealth and entertainment for millions and millions and millions of people. And it is awful. It is just awful. And because people are attached to this, you know, stupid philosophy, this false philosophy, and again, has nothing to do with tolerance, has nothing to do with understanding, has nothing to do with compassion. It simply has to do with the fact that people don't want to lie. They don't want to live in a fantasy world because it's bad for you. It actually results in bad things. They want to live in a fantasy world of Harry Potter, and they want to play this game. The game, I gotta say, looks absolutely fantastic. I'm sure it will sell like gangbusters. The thing about this transgender stuff is people don't care about it. They only make inroads because nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants them to get in the way. But the minute it affects their children, the minute it affects their entertainment, the minute it affects their profits, they want it to stop. And I hope it does stop. I think it's a really sick outpouring of feeling. Not that you think you're placed in a difficult body-spirit connection, but that you think that you can change that by magic. Only Harry Potter can change things by magic. He's not real, but you can play him in the new game, Hogwarts Legacy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.